You've got to see this. Matthew McConaughey, the Hollywood star known for his charm and straight talk, just completely shut down Joy Behar on The View. And it's not the first time. It was supposed to be a friendly chat. But when Joy threw her classic baited question at him, Matthew's response stunned everyone and left Joy scrambling for words. Stick around, because what he said will change how you see him forever. This is the moment that left Joy Behar completely stunned. Hollywood star Matthew McConaughey walked onto The View prepared to talk solutions.
Our next guest is one of the biggest stars on the planet. I know him, and I can't tell you how I know him, but I do. And he's just added being an author to his resume with Just Because, which is out today. Please welcome the fabulous Matthew McConaughey.
I know you too, and we can't say from
we
where.
Can't say anything.
Where is it?
But when Joy tried to corner him with one of her classic loaded questions, it backfired spectacularly. Matthew's response didn't just silence the panel. It exposed something deeper about the way the media operates. And trust me, you'll want to see exactly how it all went down. Joy Behar thought she had the perfect setup. Can you really get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Isn't he an anti-vaxxer?
I believe an anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just so you know.
Way to bring it down.
I want to applaud you for being so outspoken against violence and gun violence in particular. And you're Texan, and you spoke so passionately at the White House last year in the wake of that shooting at Robb Elementary in your hometown of
That's why we're
Uvalde.
wearing these little pins, right?
Yeah, your
For
wife
Uvalde.
held up one of the victims' green Converse. Her name was Maite Rodriguez. Her mother, Anna Rodriguez, sent these to us. You and your wife were very involved there. And now you have launched the Green Lights Grant Initiative to help make schools safer. You're someone who really seems to appeal to both sides of the aisle. I don't think anyone thinks you're one way or another way. And in 2021, you considered to run for governor of the state of Texas before deciding to focus on your family.
Yep.
Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
Yeah.
yes.
But Matthew McConaughey, with his usual calm and clarity, flipped the script, delivering a response so thoughtful and powerful that it left Joy scrambling to recover. This wasn't just a win for Matthew. It was a masterclass in how to shut down media narratives without raising your voice. So, what did he say? And why does this moment matter so much? Let's break it down. Because it's about more than just a Hollywood star shutting down a daytime TV host. Now, let's rewind for a moment. Matthew McConaughey appeared on The View to discuss his Green Lights Grant Initiative, a program he launched to help schools across the country access billions of federal dollars for safety improvements. After the heartbreaking shooting at Robb Elementary in his hometown of Uvalde, Texas, Matthew became a leading voice for practical solutions to gun safety. But let's be real. The View's hosts couldn't resist turning it into a political debate. And that's when it happened. Joy Behar, trying to force Matthew into a corner, asked, "Do you really think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?" Joy was hoping for a soundbite, a moment to divide the audience and paint Matthew into a box. But here's where Matthew McConaughey proved why he's different. With a calm demeanor and laser-sharp focus, he shut Joy down without ever losing his cool. "I don't play that game." Matthew went on to explain that this isn't about being anti-gun or pro-gun. It's about responsibility, something that reasonable Americans on both sides of the aisle can agree on.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct
do it.
statement
Don't
right
do
there.
it.
After what happened at Robb Elementary and many other schools, the first bill was passed in 30 years to help make schools safer. Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Billions of dollars to safen schools. What I find out months after the bill's been passed is that very few applications are going in from the school districts. And for those that are applying, very few are getting granted and awarded. So the money's still there. And we're like, wait, where's the gap? Well, we found out that these superintendents have to fill out these grants to the government. A lot of them are driving the school bus and they're the PE teacher, and this grant process is 50 pages and it's intimidating.
Wow.
And I don't know about y'all, but I have trouble making it through filling a custom card out without having to scratch stuff out. It is intimidating, so they don't have the expertise at the time. The government wants these grants to be filed. They want to spend the money. It's use it or lose it money. And if we don't spend that money that the government has by 2026, it could be reallocated.
We need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. These are reasonable, practical, tactical regulations to our nation, states, communities, schools, and homes. Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals. These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment.
And that's exactly where Joy Behar and her co-hosts got it wrong. The media loves to force people into categories: Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, for or against. But Matthew McConaughey refuses to play by their rules. Instead of taking the bait, he offered a nuanced take that exposed how broken the conversation on gun safety has become. Responsible gun ownership isn't a partisan idea. It's about protecting our kids, our schools, and our communities. Think about that for a second. Matthew is calling for practical changes like background checks, red flag laws, and raising the minimum age for AR-15 purchases. He's not tearing down the Second Amendment. He's saying what millions of Americans already believe. We need solutions, not division. And when he said it, you could hear the tension in the room. Joy had no comeback, but there's another reason this moment is so powerful. Matthew McConaughey isn't just another celebrity with an opinion. He's someone who backs his words with action. His Greenlights Grant initiative has already helped schools across America secure over $2 billion in funding for safety upgrades. While politicians talk endlessly, Matthew is doing the work. And that's why Joy's question backfired. She tried to frame him as anti-gun. But Matthew's focus on solutions exposed the real problem. The media loves conflict. They thrive on division. But Americans are tired of it. They want leaders who actually listen and get things done. And Matthew McConaughey, he's proving what that kind of leadership looks like. You could see it in Joy Behar's face. She wasn't prepared for that kind of response. Joy, who's built her entire brand on making partisan digs and pushing divisive talking points, had no way to argue with Matthew's message of common sense and unity. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time The View has struggled to deal with guests who won't play their game. From Tulsi Gabbard to Bill Maher, the ladies on The View have been on a losing streak when it comes to shutting down guests who refuse to stick to the script. Matthew McConaughey's appearance is just the latest, and arguably most embarrassing example of that trend. But this moment matters for a bigger reason. In a world where the loudest voices dominate the conversation, Matthew McConaughey is proving that calm, rational dialogue still has power. He's showing that it's possible to talk about complex issues, like gun safety, without falling into the traps of division and partisanship. And the fact that Joy Behar and the hosts of The View were left speechless, that tells you everything you need to know about how rare and refreshing Matthew's approach really is. So, what do you think? Did Matthew McConaughey shut down Joy Behar perfectly? Or do you think more celebrities should follow his lead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think.